If you all will look up at the monitors, let me see if anybody's virtual. No, I do not have anyone virtual. Okay, so you will see that this is the Spalding County State Court. My name is Josh Thacker, I'm your judge, and this is the bonded trials calendar call. I want to start out by saying here in the Spalding County State Court, we believe that each and every one of you deserve the respect and dignity that you'd wish for someone you care about. We will extend that to each and every one of you as we interact with you all here today. All right, please do not talk during court. Our goal is to get your case resolved efficiently and get you back to your lives as quick as we can. And we'll have zero patience with any disruptions, and frankly, it'll be disrespectful to the other people who are quietly waiting their turn. Nobody is virtual. Okay, so I'm human like everybody else. I have pet peeves like everybody else. I'm telling you right now, my pet peeve is cell phones ringing in the courtroom. I will respond irrationally and inappropriately, and I will probably put you in jail. Do not step into that gap, because all you have to do is turn your phone off right now. So pockets, purses, pull them out, turn them off. If your phone rings after this moment, you have voluntarily stepped into my pet peeve, and I can't blame anyone but you. Okay? So there it is. It's the most avoidable contempt hearing ever. Okay, this is the correct courtroom. If you are arrested for a misdemeanor here in Spalding County, you appear to waive your arraignment date and requested a trial. If what I'm saying sounds incorrect, step out in the hallway, show the bailiffs your paperwork, and they will point you in the right direction. Today is what's called calendar call. I'm going to go over your rights with you. I'm going to tell you what your options are, and then you or your attorney is going to tell me what to do with your case. You may have a trial. There are two types of trials. There's a jury trial, where 6 jurors sit in that box over there and decide guilt or innocence on your case. And then there's a bench trial where I issue the verdict without a jury present. You may have a conference with the solicitor's office. That's this group up here to your left. They represent the state of Georgia. They're not your attorney. And you can ask me about an attorney, and we can have that conversation. And I can determine whether why you didn't apply in the arraignment court on your arraignment court date like I asked you to. All right, Ms. Karen is here from our Veterans and Mental Health Court. So if you are a member of the military or a military veteran, or you have a mental health diagnosis, and you would like your case dismissed, if you're representing yourself, speak with Ms. Karen at the first break. She can help determine if you are a candidate to move over into that court. If you miss a chance to talk to Ms. Karen and you're representing yourself, ask for a conference with the solicitor's office. They'll explain our program to you and help determine if you're a candidate. If you're represented by an attorney, simply speak with your attorney. They're very familiar with the program and can answer your questions about it. Your charges in this courtroom are misdemeanors. The average misdemeanor carries a maximum punishment of 12 months to serve in the Spalding County Jail and or a $1,000 fine. A few minor traffic charges like seatbelt have a lower maximum fine, and a few high and aggravated misdemeanors have up to a $5,000 maximum fine. You have the right to a speedy and public jury trial, where 6 citizens of Spalding County decide guilt or innocence on each of your charges. You can also choose a bench trial. That's where I decide guilt or innocence without jury. You can waive your right to a trial and close your case with a plea if you so choose. I have no preference. You must knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently choose for yourself. You have the right to be presumed innocent, to force the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, to cross-examine the state's witnesses, to subpoena your own witnesses and evidence to court. You have the right to testify or not testify, to not incriminate yourself, and if you choose to remain silent, your silence cannot be held against you. You still have the right to have an attorney. You may hire your own if you so choose, and there's private attorneys here you can talk to and see about retaining. However, if you cannot afford an attorney, then you should have applied on your arraignment date, like I asked you to, in the courtroom with the Public Defender's Office. I warned you on that date that if you did not take action ASAP, you would very likely hear me say that you have waived the right to apply for the Public Defender's Office. All right, an attorney would help you understand our criminal justice system, would explain what your charges are and what the defenses are of those charges, file motions on your behalf, engage in plea negotiations, subpoena witnesses and evidence for your defense, conduct a trial on your behalf and make objections, protect your record and appeal a conviction, and otherwise work to protect you. All right, it is my responsibility to explain first offender and conditional discharge. These each allow you to enter a guilty plea without being convicted, but there's a catch. You only get one of each for your entire life. So, first offender is for everything but traffic-related charges, no DUIs. And the conditional discharge is for drug-related charges only. Now, for those of you with traffic charges, you may want to consider a no-load contendere plea. We call this a no-load plea for short. It's where you enter a guilty plea without admitting guilt. It is available on most traffic charges, no DUIs. You get one no-load every 5 years, and that is measured from the incident date to the incident date, ticket date to ticket date. A no-load will usually save your license. It'll usually prevent points. It will usually save your license, but it will not help you much if you're under 21. All right. If you are here today and you are not a United States citizen, then you need to know that any conviction will very likely have a negative impact on your immigration status. All right, if you are charged with family violence charges, you need to know that if you are convicted of those charges, you will lose your Georgia weapons carry permit. Federal law will also step in and state that you may never again possess firearms or ammunition. And you'll know that you have a family violence charge because it's in the title of the charge. All right, habeas corpus. We call this habeas for short. It is a weird old law, and it's my job to explain it to you. For our purposes here in the courtroom today, here's how it works. If you're convicted of these charges, you may sue Spalding County civilly over in Superior Court to challenge this conviction. All traffic charges have a 6-month window to use your habeas rights. Everything else in this courtroom has a 12-month window. All right, you may conference today with the solicitor's office. If you are representing yourself and your name is called, you'll announce conference and you'll remain here in the courtroom until your name is called. The solicitor's office, again, that's this group up here to your left. They represent the state of Georgia. They're not your attorney. If you reach an agreement, you can resolve your case. And this is really important. If you do not reach an agreement, you must return to this courtroom for me to personally give you your next set of instructions. Now, the private attorneys, y'all don't necessarily need to come back and see me, but the solicitor's office will have a verdict form for y'all to sign. That's what I need you to do before you go if you're not able to resolve the case. All right, if you receive probation, that means that you'll be supervised by the newly created Spalding County Sentence Enforcement. There will be a one-time $25 intake fee added per case. 100% of all fines can always be worked off with community service work at a rate of $10 per hour. Additionally, there's a $50 per month supervision fee each month until you complete your probation. Now, the $50 supervision fee is mandatory, but it can be waived after a separate hearing before me. All right, this is a 2-week trial calendar. So all the trials are together, jury trial and bench trial on this 2-week calendar. This is week 1, and this is your calendar call. Y'all are the last of 3 groups we brought in. We're all going to skip a week in the middle while everybody prepares for trial. And then week 2 will begin on the 28th at 9 a.m. sharp. You will appear each and every day until your case is resolved. We will use 2 or 3 courtrooms in week 2, and we will reach your case for trial. All right, bench warrants are going to be issued this morning. And so we are a small enough community now where everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. So if you know somebody who is absent, give them a call, tell them to get down here ASAP, and you will definitely save them a great deal of future trouble. All right, for the attorneys and the intrepid defendants, self-represented defendants, you must let me know if I need to factor in any pretrial motions, speedy trial demands, or anything else. Failure to get this information to me at your announcement or a bench warrant on your client will automatically result in waiver of all pretrial matters. All pretrial matters must be heard in the first calendar or they are waived unless preserved in the open court on the record by me. All right, I've given this slide all kinds of titles, but I just went back with this is important because, hey, this is important. If when your name is called this morning, you announce either jury trial or bench trial, what you need to know that you're telling me is you do not want a conference. You do not want an attorney. You do not want a continuance. You do not want to enter a negotiated plea. You do not have any motions that need to be heard. And this is your last opportunity to explore these options. That's the whole purpose of counter call. I have zero intentions of exploring any of these options when there's a jury standing outside that door ready to come in here and try your case. So just be very aware that that's what that means. All right, we're about to call the calendar. When you hear your name called, as long as you're able, stand up for me. If you're not able, just get your hand high so I can see who I'm addressing out in the crowd. If you have an attorney, which several of you are represented by the Public Defender's Office, and obviously have private attorneys here, let your attorney announce for you. I don't know how to get that across. I've got an issue where I've got defendants and attorneys both announcing. I think it's something I'm saying, but we can't figure out what's getting everybody in the wrong position. So if you're represented by an attorney, let your attorney announce for you. If you do not have an attorney, then you're gonna very loudly announce with one of the following. You're gonna say jury trial, or bench trial, conference, or attorney, and of course, are there any motions? Okay. Anybody ready?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
you're first. Gatlin, sorry, he's first and you're second. Go ahead.
Page 1 is going to be Jamil Brown.
That's ours, Your Honor.
All right.
Page 2, Sharkivia Hicks.
He's ours also, Your Honor.
And he's got 2 additional cases that aren't on this calendar.
Okay.
22 SR 1693, that's a battery family violence. 22 SR 1694, shocker, that's another battery family violence.
And, are y'all familiar?
We have all of them.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and say then that, when we see him this afternoon, we need to arraign him on those and add.
He's been arraigned.
Okay, they just need to be added to this calendar. So I'm adding them to this calendar then, so that they're all moving as a group.
Yes, sir.
So everybody just note that I'm adding these 2 cases as of this moment, and we'll notify him of that this afternoon. All right, who else?
Page 4, Sharif Taylor.
He's ours also.
He does 4 and 5,
Oh, okay.
and that's it.
All right, we got your hands full this afternoon.
That's a big.
Y'all doing a great job.
While we're here, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, Ms. Pat, you got the first item on the calendar, Arnold?
Good morning, Your Honor. Gunnar Pack on behalf of Mr. Arnold. He is present judge. I expect this to resolve itself before a trial judge, but if I can just continue conference with the state.
Okay, conference this morning sounds great.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Zachary Arnold with Dutton.
Mr. Dutton's got to leave in this week. I believe he's out of the country, but he's going to come in on the 28th
Okay, that sounds great.
to address that case.
8/28. All right, we've already established Brown's in jail and public defender. Jacqueline Davis. Good morning. Conference, thank you. Kiara Driver? No?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
No, I'm sorry, Judge.
That's okay.
She's in the hallway with a child,
Okay, no warrant.
and she
conference.
said conference.
All right, good save, Trevor. Good to go. No warrant, conference, child out in the hallway. Christy Henson.
Conference, Your Honor.
All right, she's waving at me. Skipping Hicks. Cassie Holcomb.
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Looks like 2
On the 2
cases.
cases.
It's granted. All right, everybody good on page 2? All right, page 3. Back to you, Mr. Malloy. Octavius Horton.
Conference, Your Honor.
I think we handled him at Jefferson yesterday.
Yes, Judge, it played yesterday.
All right, Keandra Jefferson. Conference, thank you. Mr. Charles, this one's yours. Joel Maddox.
Conference, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Maddox. Moving up in the world, Mr. Charles.
Yes, I can see that.
This is Sandra McDonald.
Conference, Your Honor.
Battlefield promotion.
Have 2 cases.
There's 2 cases.
Yes, 22 SR 0909.
All right, 22 SR 0909. All right, so let's add that one to it, and that way they're all moving together on the same pathway. James Neal. Neal?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Granted. Earl Reed.
Conference, Your Honor.
Kenneth Steele.
Conference, Your Honor.
Excellent. Is it Itana? Taylor? How do you say your first name?
Itana
Itana. I want to get it right. So,
conference.
conference, thank you. All right, Taylor's jail. Thorpe?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Brandon. All right, back to you, Mr. Malloy. Robbie Turner?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant on both cases.
Brandon, preliminary finance column.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Usher's here. Put y'all down for a conference. Did you file that motion?
Yes, it's filed, it's on for, hearing next Thursday.
Um, Mr. Usher, I need to let you know that last time you were here, I told you that Mr. Shepherd may file a motion to revoke your bond.
I already been in jail, they did that. I went to jail like 2 weeks ago and they revoked my bond, I stayed over the weekend.
Yes, that's exactly right. So I'm just gonna tell you, we're gonna have to talk about that a little more, okay? All right, thank you very much. Grab a seat, we'll come back to you. All right, Megan Williams was reset for potentially accountability court.
Yes.
All right, and then Ms. Barber, Miller,
Yes, Judge, conference, please.
all right? All right, any witnesses looking to be here today? Okay, so far so good. All right, anyone whose name was not called, anybody who expected the name, there's always one or two, it's okay, stand up for me, please. Yes, you were, you came in yesterday and I brought you back today. Okay, so she's not in trouble, she was in the wrong courtroom all morning.
What was her name?
Greg,
She's on page 3 of yesterday's calendar.
yeah.
We don't have her file, Judge. I remember she came, yeah, she was leaving. I didn't know who I was talking to at the time.
No, that's okay. So she was in the wrong courtroom, so there's no warrant or anything. And she came in as we were wrapping up, and I just said, just come back in the morning. So, okay, you just sit tight. All of your stuff is still back where it's home because we didn't have it on today's calendar. So we're gonna go grab everything. And I'm just gonna put you down for a conference through your attorneys. Like I said, you're not in any trouble at all. You were just sitting in the wrong courtroom for a long time. There it is, Cynthia Gregg, second down on page 3 from yesterday's calendar. And I'm making it so there never was a warrant and putting you down for a conference. Okay.
Was that everybody, Judge? Don't stick. It makes things simpler, doesn't it? You don't break the law.
Is driver y'all's?
No, sir.
All right, let's see if we can figure out a way to. Yeah. That's why I'm like,
I'll, take your lead on that.
Yeah, what do y'all want to do? If that's you, then follow your attorney's instructions for the rest of the morning. I can't speak with you directly, but I will communicate with your attorneys. We'll give them plea offers and they'll communicate those to y'all. So the rest of the morning, just do what your attorney tells you to do. Those of you who do not have an attorney who have asked for a trial, and there's several of you, what's gonna happen is in a few minutes, either Miss Sherry Middleton there with the orange, or sorry, the yellowish dress on there, or Miss Lenise Fletcher here with a white and flowered shirt. We'll begin calling names. We can call 4 or 5 at a time. When one of them calls your name, what's gonna happen is you're gonna follow them out the double doors over here to my right, your left. There's a hallway, follow them down this hallway out there. There's a little waiting area outside of my office with several chairs. Have a seat in one of those chairs. I'll call you back one at a time for your conference. When you're done with your conference, you're gonna come back down the same hallway, the same set of double doors here, quietly have a seat in the courtroom. Either you're gonna get plea or get instructions for your trial date in a couple weeks. When you come back into the courtroom, make sure that you do use these double doors, not the single door over there next to those attorneys. If you come through that single door,
You understand, everybody might need to go to the bathroom or something like that. Please don't disappear. We say this in every calendar, somebody somehow, some way decides, after they've heard their name called, and we waiting to talk to them, they'll just go off and go somewhere. We don't know where they go, we just know they go somewhere. So the best thing is we can do, again, is just help you by being present when we call you.
And Mr. Malloy is not making this up. Every single day, I give these instructions. You ready? Here's the instructions. They're super simple. Hey, we're all human. We've all had coffee. Step to the restroom and get straight back to your seats. Like, that's the instructions. Step to the restroom and get straight back to your seats. Every single day, somebody goes to get a haircut or mow their yard or get their oil changed. I'm not sure. And so the fact that we have to have a system for this is both funny and frustrating. And the system is really simple. I lock you up, I keep you in the jail because obviously you can't be trusted to do what I've asked you to do. I am certain none of you will do that. But statistically, one of you will volunteer to go to jail today. Please don't be that one person who volunteers to go to jail today by disappearing, because I write AWOL on my calendar, I issue a warrant, I deny bond, and you stay out there until I know that I can come see you out of the jail. So again, I know I'm preaching to the choir. I'm certain today will be the day that no one wanders off. But I just want to make certain that I'm very clear that if you wander off, you're going to go to jail and you're going to stay there until I can come out and see you at the jail. Please don't do that. It is 9:35. I'm going to step off the bench until 10:30. Here's the instructions. You ready? Everybody listen up. Step to the restroom and get back to your seats. Now, there's going to be a lot going on in the next little bit. The public defender's office is going to be calling folks this way. The private attorneys are going to be talking with their folks. The bailiffs are going to be calling people this way. And the solicitor office is going to be calling folks out that door, because the next stage goes much faster if I'm not sitting on this bench. So there's a lot going on, and if you're not in your seat, then you can't participate, and then eventually I got to lock. Okay, that's it. 10:30, recess. Everybody step to the restroom, get back to your seats, wait for your name to be called. Do is we're gonna take a few pleas and then, talk to y'all first. So what do y'all need?
I just have a brief announcement, Judge, on Mr. Arnold.
Okay.
The state has no objections. There's a body cam video, Judge, that Ms. Middleton stated that she was gonna give to me. I'm assuming she's probably already sent it to me, Judge. It's first time on. It's a February arrest, Judge. May we get a one-time continuance?
Let me
So I
check
can
and
take a look
see.
at the
That's
video.
probably a yes. I just want to confirm myself that it hadn't been right in the calendars.
No, sir. It was, like I said, Judge, I believe it was a February arrest, so it's pretty recent.
We're slowly getting the court date and the arrest date into the same year.
Yes, sir.
It took us a while, and then COVID set us back.
They're not saying that in Fulton and DeKalb, Judge, so.
No.
You're way ahead.
We're ahead of them. All right, that's a yes, we're good. So one-time reset, just so you know, my policy down here, which you're familiar with, but move it once. After that, if the other side wants to move it, great. If not, we'll try.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you may grab your, where, Arnold, where is
Mr.
you?
Arnold's right there, Judge. Yes, sir.
Come on around. Mr. Pack is gonna have you sign a reset notice. He's gonna sign it, and then both of y'all are gonna get copies, on the way out.
And I agree, Judge, you are the luckiest judge in the state.
I know.
Everyone around here is so fantastic, so nice.
I go, made me look way better than I deserve. So this garden variety intellect looks way better than I deserve.
Thank you, Judge. Good to see you.
All right, see you later. Go get some more cases down here, Mr. Pack. You always do a good job.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, what do you have?
Please, Judge, negotiate.
Is it ready?
I'm ready.
All right, come on up. Let's get you out of here. Yarborough, right?
Yes, Judge, come on. And Judge, this is a jail case, and we're asking for her to report on Monday.
Okay. All right, this looks good. All right, everybody, let's come to order.
Okay.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, and lean up to that mic and state your full name for me.
Autumn Yarborough?
All right, Ms. Yarborough, you were on time for court today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
Your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver, which is the written version of those rights. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2,
Yes, sir.
and is this your signature here?
Yes, sir.
All right, and this is 22 SR 0872, last item on the calendar. All right, and Ms. Yarborough, did you sign and initial this document after having all of the time that you needed to review it
Yes, sir.
and to ask your attorney, Ms. Barber, any questions that you had about it,
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Are there any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
No, sir.
Have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorney about all aspects of your case?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the job he's done on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there'll be no trial and this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, so, Ms. Barber, let me show you this. Everything does look correct on here. Okay, so, do you have any questions for me, ma'am, before I pivot to your attorney with my next set of questions?
No, sir.
All right, so, do you stipulate that there is a sufficient factual basis for me to accept this DUI plea from July 17th of 2020?
Yes, Judge.
And do you want to enter a guilty plea to that DUI charge?
Yes.
All right, and then back to you, do you stipulate as to count 2 that there's a factual basis for me to accept the failure to maintain lane charge?
I do, Your Honor.
And do you wish to enter a guilty plea to that charge?
Yes.
All right, then I'm going to find between counsel's stipulation and the defendant's request to enter a guilty plea, there's enough for me to take the plea. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering the plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. I think there was something we added, a report date. You wanted-
Report date of Monday, Judge.
Okay, I'm going to mark that on here. So your jail time will be served, Monday would be the 21st. Did y'all pick a time? Or just,
We did, do you know what time?
Can I guess like afternoon?
yeah, how about we do, does the jail have a preference as to what time we,
No, sir, you can turn themselves whenever they want.
what about like, I don't know, 6 o'clock, like somewhere before, or 5 o'clock or somewhere in that?
AM?
So, no, PM.
This one.
Okay. All right, well, then I'm gonna choose 6 o'clock PM. And, all right, so I put down here that you're gonna report that your jail time will begin on 8/21/23, which according to my calendar is Monday at 6 PM.
Okay.
All right, perfect. All right, so, again, I'm gonna find that you have knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waived your rights to enter the plea. Recommendation is proper. Anything you wish to add before I sentence?
No, Judge.
All right. And Ms. Yarborough, any questions about anything we've covered so far before I sentence?
No, sir.
You ready? All right, here we go. I'm Yarborough, on 22 SR 0872, I'm going to find you guilty of DUI. It's 12 months probation, 2076 is your fine. Count 2, third maintain lane, guilty, 12 months consecutive, 303 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work. Count 3 will be dismissed. That's a total of 24 months of probation. 15 days will be served in the Spalding County Jail, and you will be granted time served on the time that you've already spent since the date of your arrest. How long were you in when you first got arrested?
Well, when I didn't get arrested till like a month later.
Okay, and when you did get arrested, how long were you in the jail?
Just like a day.
Okay, so you'll get credit for that. The sheriff will calculate your time. Unless there's plain error on that, I will not be reviewing it. When you get out, you will show your valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products. You'll be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, a one-time $25 payment on an intake fee. Your jail time, which is 15 days, will begin on August 21st, 2023 at 6 PM, which is this Monday coming up. You'll do 240 hours of community service work. You'll complete a substance abuse evaluation. You'll do DUI school. And once 12 months have passed, no violations have occurred, and all conditions have been met, then you may terminate your probation. Now, have you already lost your license as a result of this arrest?
Yes, sir.
All right, so my suspension should fold back into that, but that's not anything I control directly. That's all controlled by DDS. But I'm just letting you know that this appears to be your 2nd and 5. Is that
It's a 2nd and 5,
Okay.
3rd and 10.
So if you find out that you qualify for an ignition interlock device, and if you wish to have one, I'm pretty open-handed about those. So if you have an issue with that, just schedule a hearing. You don't need your attorney unless you just want to. Because again, I'm pretty open-handed with those. I'll give you a very simple to-do list to bring to me on a Thursday. And if you do that and you qualify, I will grant it for you. But that's up to you. So your attorney can answer your questions on that. All right, you have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Anything else you need on the record?
No, Judge.
Any other questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, that concludes this matter. Is that your last case?
That is, Judge.
Pretty good.
Thank you, Judge. You too. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Gregg, if you'll please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
Cynthia Denise Gregg.
All right, and Ms. Gregg, you are on yesterday's calendar, page 3, 22 SR 0820. Just to put the procedural history, I called your name at 9, you were not here, I issued a warrant. We figured out that you were in the wrong courtroom and had been there all morning.
Yes.
And by the time we figured that out and got you down to here, court was already done for the day. So I immediately lifted the warrant and actually marked it so that it was never a warrant. Because had we done that, we would have gotten you here, and I told you to come back this morning. So I just want to make certain the procedure is very clear, that there's no warrant outstanding, you're not in any trouble at all, and that we're back to square one.
Yes,
Now, you were on time this morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you heard the rights I read out to the courtroom and saw the PowerPoint up on the wall.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
Ms. Gregg, your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Have you had all the time you need to ask your attorney any questions you may have about it?
Yes, sir.
Have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorney about all aspects of your case?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the job they've done on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial
Yes, sir.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and your case will be closed?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Gregg, do you have any questions for me about this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver or anything else before I pivot to the facts of your case?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Charles, do you stipulate that there's a factual basis on 22 SR 820 for this DUI from July 12th of 2020 here in Spalding County?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And Ms. Gregg, do you want to enter a guilty plea to that DUI charge?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to find between Mr. Charles's stipulations as to the factual basis and Ms. Gregg's request to enter a guilty plea, that there's enough for me to take the plea. I'm going to find that Ms. Gregg is knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I've reviewed the recommendation and I will follow it. Anything you wish to add, Mr. Charles?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Gregg, do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cynthia Gregg, 22 SR 0820 from July 12th, 2020. Count 1 DUI, I find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, $1,683 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work. Count 2 is dismissed. 1 day to serve in the Spalding County Jail. I'm initialing credit for time served on that, so you don't have to go back to jail on that 1 day. Show your valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. $50 per month supervision fee, $25 one-time intake fee, a $50 one-time payment of restitution to Spalding County to offset the cost of your attorney, 40 hours of community service work, substance abuse evaluation, DUI school within 60 days, and that's the sentence of the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Do you remember me talking about habeas this
Yes,
morning?
sir.
And do you remember reading about it on the back of the right sheet, right there where I'm pointing?
Yes, sir.
Can I answer any questions for you at all before you and I part ways?
Yes, no, sir. Everything's good.
All right. If you will go with Ms. Yarborough out those double doors, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, that was Cynthia Gregg. All right, Mr. Charles, what else do you need?
The next, I have two more, Your Honor.
All right, back to today's calendar. That's not good. I have a McDonald that has your name on it. Yeah, that'll work. McDonald? Sandra McDonald? Oh, sorry, the column. I tell you, I just wish somebody had said, maybe putting a column in the middle of the courtroom is not a best call. But apparently that never happened. Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Sandra K. McDonald.
Ms. McDonald, you are here today on 22 SR 0908. According to my calendar, you filled out an information sheet, probation rights sheet,
Not yet.
not rights sheet, information sheet?
Even for probation?
Yes.
Not yet, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, we'll need you to do that afterwards. Ms. Yarborough, Ms. Taylor's gonna give you one more thing to fill out when we're finished here. All right, Ms. McDonald, you were on time for court, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
No, sir.
Your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize this document as the written version of the rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
All right, and have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorneys about all aspects of your case?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, cases plural, I forgot, you have another case, 22 SR 909. Okay, which I have a null plus on. Okay, so we're just entering the 908 and we're gonna dismiss 909.
Yes, sir.
Got it. All right, so Ms. McDonald, back to you. Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial in this case, both cases will be closed?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other questions for me about anything before I pivot to your attorney with my next set of questions?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Charles, do you stipulate that there is a factual basis for me to accept this possession of drug-related objects charge from 10/9/20?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, and do you want to enter a guilty plea to that charge, man?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna find with Mr. Charles's stipulations combined with your request to enter a guilty plea that there's enough for me to take a plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I'll review the recommendation and I'll follow it. Mr. Charles, anything you wish to add?
No, sir, thank you.
All right, Ms. McDonald, do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
Okay, if you think of any, do you promise to ask me?
Yes, sir.
All right, Sandra McDonald from 22 SR 0908 from October 9th of 2020. Count 2, possession of a drug-related object. I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation and a fine of $445. Count 1 is dismissed. That's a total of 12 months of probation. Obtain your valid license and show it to probation within 9 months. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products will be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, a one-time $25 intake fee, a $50 public defender restitution payment, 20 hours of community service work, and the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court, your case will close.
Yep.
So you're only on probation as long as it takes you to close your responsibilities.
Your Honor, she's going to be paying the fine today, and once she does the 20 hours community service, the case will be closed then.
Okay,
Yeah, she's going to be paying the fine on Saturday.
all right. And do you have a valid license?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I
so, go ahead.
So I'm on probation until I complete the 20 hours community service?
Yes, it's terminate on, Harry, come on, just say this. Let's go. Okay, so your attorney and I were just talking through the terms to make certain that what I thought and what he thought were the same. And let me just be very careful and see if what you're thinking is the same. So the short answer is, yes, you're on probation, but you're only on probation as long as it takes you to check your boxes, because this charge is not a payable ticket. It's not like you can just pay it at the clerk's office. It requires probation by Georgia law to resolve it. But the moment you check your boxes, the moment your case closes. So, does that answer your question? I'm trying.
I'm just confused, because I was told that there would be no probation if I paid my fine today. I would just have to do the 20 hours community service.
But that's, after you do the community service, that's when you do the close. You have to do the 20 hours.
Right,
So
and
if
you
you
told me
don't
I would
do
be
it-
on no probation.
What, but if you don't do it, then you'll be on probation.
Yeah, so
So if I don't do the community service hours, I'll be on probation.
Right. You have, once you do it, the case will be closed.
now, if you want to take a breather and talk to your attorney and clear that up, but from my perspective, just hear me say, this is the way we do all these pleas. It's 12 months probation, but it's terminate. You have the keys to the termination in your hand, and the quicker you get your boxes checked, the quicker you get released. And so, to get your case closed, it'd be,
I think, Your Honor, the thing is, she's going to be paying the $445 plus whatever additional Miss Martin may have on her. And the community service, which is 20 hours, after she has to complete that also, then that case will be closed. Because if she doesn't do the community service, the case is not closed.
no. And so it's $445 plus $50 public defender fee, plus 25. So 570. 570 is your total financial, plus your license, plus 20 hours community service work. When you check those three boxes, your case is closed.
So if I have a valid license, and I already have that,
570,
570, and 20 hours community service.
yes.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Sorry. All right, do you understand that?
You understand?
Is that all acceptable to you, ma'am?
Yes, sir. May I pay 500 of it today?
That's with probation. You'll talk to
Okay, we
them.
talk
So I know that they will be set up quickly for you to be able to do that. She did not fill out the.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then here's the null process. Signed the null process on the other case. Sorry.
Oh, I got one.
Perfect. Okay.
File page one, I'll cross reject on Davis.
There's already,
A good boy.
All right, I have a null process on Davis, second from the bottom, page 1, 22 SR 944. Would I do this? That's not my fault.
Jason, do you want to represent him in his contempt?
I will.
I don't know
I will.
how to get these things worked out. I'm
I'll
all
help
ears.
Mr. Malloy out.
All right, what else do y'all have? Let's see. All right, I guess let's talk to the late folks, and then what else do y'all have?
I think, Your Honor, maybe the only thing left is Mr. Usher.
Okay. Come here, talk to me for a second.
Where's my pad?
Here.
I'm just gonna fill you in. Come on up to the podium. All right. So we're finished with you for today. So I just want you to know, as far as today goes, today with the calendar call, y'all have announced ready. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna be back in this courtroom next Thursday, the 24th, at 9 a.m. sharp. Do you understand that you're gonna be back here next Thursday, August 24th at 9 a.m. sharp?
Is this about a criminal?
Yes.
I'm not a criminal, man.
I just need you to acknowledge that you'll be back here next Thursday,
Yeah,
the 24th at 9 a.m. sharp.
yeah,
Yes?
yes.
Okay. What's going on the 24th, to answer your question, is the state has filed a motion to revoke your bond, and we're gonna have a hearing on that, and we'll do calendar call while we're there as well. But I need you to know that that's the question I'll be answering that day, is whether to leave you out or whether to revoke your bond. And we talked about this last time you were here, remember? I brought you up, and I said, I think Mr. Shepherd's gonna file a motion to revoke your bond, and that's gonna be a tough, difficult situation. You remember me saying that to you?
Yeah, I'm not a criminal though.
I know that, and that's what we're gonna decide on the 24th, is whether or not your bond should be revoked or whether you should get to stay out. And I just wanna make certain that you know what's happening. You may not like it, Bo, but I need you to understand the question on the table and what we're gonna be doing on the 24th is for me to decide whether to leave you out or whether I need to revoke your bond, okay?
When I speak.
Yes.
Alright, like last week, I got arrested. I left the courthouse and I got.
Let's talk about that.
I'm saying I need to explain to him because he said I ain't speaking about the case. I'm speaking.
Well, we're gonna do all that on the 24th.
I got a protect order on me where I'm not supposed to be here.
I know,
Okay.
I know.
Okay. That's all I wanted to
I'll
make.
see you next Thursday, the 24th, 9 a.m. sharp. Don't be late. Okay?
How are you, Mr. Holt?
So, all right.
Okay.
Bo, you're good to go. See you here next Thursday, 9 a.m. sharp.
Next Friday,
Bo,
the 24th.
I can't leave. Go down to the checkpoint and have somebody take you to magistrate, okay?
Alright.
Don't go to magistrate. Go down to the checkpoint and somebody will take you to magistrate. Okay?
You gotta have an escort in the building, okay, Bo?
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah.
I got rights though.
Hey, Bo, don't. If you do that, I'm gonna revoke your bond immediately. Do what you're supposed to do, the way you're supposed to do it, when you're supposed to do it. Otherwise, you are going to jail today. I don't wanna do that, and you don't either.
Alright, see you later.
Okay.
You said Thursday?
So next Thursday, 9 a.m. sharp. Do not wander unsupervised through the building. Okay. Let's go into the
Both on the way.
I'm going to find you guilty of disorderly conduct. It's 12 months of probation, $300 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work. Show your valid license to probation, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products, and you'll be tested for those. You shall submit to Fourth Amendment waivers, submit to searches. There'll be a $50 per month supervision fee. You'll pay a one-time $25 intake fee to probation. You'll be supervised by Spalding County Sentence Enforcement. In this case, will close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. Now, that closes out 22 SR 0946. Court Services discovered today that you do have a new misdemeanor outstanding warrant with me. So here's how that's going to work. Super technically, I'm supposed to take you into custody at this point and transport you. However, we have, independent of your child here, we have a lot going on today, and I do not have the staff to have somebody transport you out to the jail. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to put that you are to report to the jail within 10 days. So today is the 16th. So I'm going to put that you're to report to the jail by August 26th, 2023. On your new case is 23 FAH 1254, and again, it's a shoplifting, misdemeanor shoplifting. Okay, so do you understand that you are to report to the jail by August 26th, 2023, on 23 FAH 1254 to be booked? And unless I'm mistaken, our processes should get you bonded back out pretty quick.
Yes, see, that's the thing. It wasn't my crime, but because the person that did the crime was in my car, they didn't know the person's name.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna go turn myself in anyway so that they would let me OR bond out.
Yes, and
Because
I
I've
believe
already-
that will happen. So, I don't know for absolute certainty, but I'm just telling you that what I'm supposed to do at this moment is have you taken into custody.
Yes,
Have
sir.
either a family member or DFACS come pick up your child. And because of everything I've got going on today, I'm not gonna do that. So, so you're gonna get to go meet with probation, and then, but if you don't turn yourself in within 10 days, that's gonna now be a violation of this probation.
Well, I was planning on doing, even though I didn't commit the crime, but I was going to do that anyway because she won't admit to her wrong, so I gotta.
And that's what we gotta do, so, okay. And then, of course, if you wish to apply with the Public Defender's Office on the new case, you certainly can. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights.
And in all honesty, I knew I had a warrant. I wouldn't have came if I was trying to run from it because I know I didn't commit it.
We know, so we're aware that it took a certain amount of bravery to walk in here today knowing you got this thing going. And,
But I didn't want extra
So-
stuff going on either, so.
it would have been a whole lot worse if you'd dodged us. So, okay, you're good to go? Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, grab that beautiful
Thank you
baby.
so much.
And y'all can keep the paper and keep the highlighter, it's yours to keep. And y'all are gonna head out those double doors over there.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, so that's Ms. Driver.
Ms. Driver, just because you have that in your hand, you cross law enforcement before you get to the jail, it'll be straight to jail. So what I'm telling you is just go take care of it.
No,
Yeah.
I am. I'm not.
Oh, I know you are. I know, I'm just
I
telling
got
you.
2 girls. I cannot.
I'm just telling you, if you cross paths with law enforcement and they
Right,
run you,
and get
that's
me.
gonna pop up and they're gonna take you right
Okay.
then and there.
I get it.
I meant to say that, thank you for that.
I'm
Alright.
gonna get it situated. I promise.
You and I are gonna be okay. Alright.
Thank you.
All right, let's do it, Hill. Chantel Hill, are you still filling out your paperwork? Are you done? Okay, come on. Okay. And if everybody's okay, I'd like to call the calendar once we finish here. Alright, that's good. All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
Chantel Hill.
All right, Mr. Hill, you're here on 20 SR 354. And according to my calendar, you either have already been removed from the pretrial program or I'm about to remove you from it. Is that correct?
I guess I don't know what that means.
Okay, well, let me open up your file and then I'll be able to answer that better.
Judge, do you have the plea paperwork for Earl Reed up there while you're looking at that?
I have Holcomb and I have Thorpe.
I know we sat down, it's a public defender case.
Doesn't mean it didn't pass through my hands, but I don't have it. Maybe it's tucked in
Did he
here.
plead, Cap? You have a note?
I'm sorry, the name again?
Earl Reed?
I don't believe so.
That name does not sound familiar.
No, sir. I've got just fingerprints is the last thing I've got.
Thorpe's packet is good together, Holcomb's packet is good together.
And that was
I'm looking
public
for Hill's
defender.
packet.
Pretty.
Yeah, I wonder if Harry ran off with it.
Well, you can leave
I'll
that.
call him real quick.
Okay. All right, so, Mr. Hill, what has happened is you were actually removed from the pretrial diversion program by my order on December 8th of 2020, and a warrant was issued. Okay, so that's where we're at. So we're back at square one, and we're about to enter this plea, if I understand this correctly. Is that what you wish to do in your case?
Yes, sir.
All right, so, all right, then now that we've got it all lined up, let's just start fresh. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
Chantel Hill.
All right, Mr. Hill, you are here on 20 SR 359. You were on time for court. No, you were late.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to jump forward to this document. You passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. You recognize this document.
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all of the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
All right, there was an yes, so I need some definitive answers, just be decisive.
Yes, sir.
All right, so do you want to go forward with this plea as you are today representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that if you wish to, that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any other questions for me about anything on the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver or anything else before I pivot over to the facts of your case?
No, sir.
All right. So then we're going to go over to disorderly conduct, and that you did here in Spalding County back on March 17th of 2018, commit the offense of disorderly conduct while in the presence of there we are, Misty Piper, and by acting in a manner that threatened the immediate breach of the peace. Did you do that? It's a reduced charge from your original charge.
It's to keep the drug charge off.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's how this goes. Okay, then, Mr. Hill, I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt as to the reduced charge of disorderly conduct. There's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it with one change. Due to no fault of your own, our computer system will not allow me to both remove someone from the pretrial diversion program and issue a new fine. And so I just realized that I need to convert your fine that you've negotiated here into community service work. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that's better. I just moved back out here, so I'm not working right now anyways.
Okay, so you should be able to knock that out quickly. So I'm marking here, your final is 445, so I'm gonna put down here that you're gonna complete 45 hours of community service work, which was the conversion, the backwards conversion of your fine into community service work. And again, that's because we can't put that into our system. Okay, you ready for me to send this?
Yes, sir.
All right, Chantel Hill Jr. Is junior, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 20 SR 359 from March 17th of 2018, count one, disorderly conduct, I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, no fine. Instead of the fine, you're gonna complete 45 hours of community service work at a rate of no less than 6 hours per week. 12 months of probation, count two is dismissed. Your case, you will show your valid license to probation, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products, you'll be tested for those. And $50 per month supervision fee. You'll pay a $25 intake fee. Because we have to put you in all over again. And your case will close once you've completed all of your terms and conditions. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Remember reading about habeas on the right sheet right there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else before you and I part ways?
No, sir.
All right, then you're gonna head out those double doors and you'll meet with probation, and good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
All right.
That's it.
Court.
You got the probation, and then you'll be out.
All right, if you'll please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. Will you please state your full name for me?
Lakeitha Thorpe.
And Ms. Thorpe, you are here today on 23 SR 609. And you were late to court today, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Thorpe, am I correct that after arriving late, you had a conference with the solicitor's office and that you wish to resolve your case with a plea?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to pivot forward to this document that I'm holding up, which is the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document I'm holding up?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes.
Page 2?
Yes.
Is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Are there any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
No.
Now, Ms. Thorpe, you have the right to have an attorney represent you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, you're doing so without an attorney. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay, big pause. Anything we need to talk about?
I was supposed to get a public defender.
Okay, they did not announce this morning that you have secured a public defender.
Right.
And more importantly, you're on the trial calendar for trial. Now, not now, but like,
For 28.
yeah. So, did you apply for the public defender's office in the courtroom?
I did not. I had to go somewhere else.
Okay. So you're exactly the scenario that I keep telling folks not to choose, is people say they don't want to fill out the courtroom, fill it out in the courtroom, and then they don't go fill it out afterwards, and then they come here and they want another continuance so they can have more time to get to the public defender's office, and my answer is generally no.
I can go ahead and do what I signed.
Okay, well, I can't do that if you're asking me to let you have an attorney,
Oh.
because that's two different pathways, for lack of a better
Right.
term. So,
I'm fine without an attorney.
okay. Is that your free and voluntary and knowledgeable decision?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to give up the right to have an attorney?
No.
All right. Because the short answer is that I would absolutely give you the right, I would absolutely continue this case off this calendar and give you the right to get an attorney. But the downside of it is that you're under a warrant, and so you would do so from the jail. Do you understand that? I know, I'm just telling you what the balance points are here from the court's perspective, because my position is I did everything I was supposed to do on the arraignment date by giving you all the options you could And it's nothing personal, but you chose not to take them, and that was a decision that you made. So I just want to make certain the record is clear that you have the right to a continuance, you have the right to get an attorney, you just will have to do it from a place that you're not gonna like.
Right, so I don't wanna.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure the record is very clear that both of those are available to you. Okay, so, Ms. Thorpe, do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes,
And that you're on the jury trial calendar and we're coming up for a trial in about a week and a half?
yes, sir.
You understand that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes,
All right. Ms. Thorpe, you're charged with 1 count of DUI and that you did here in Spalding County back on October 3rd of 2022, operate your motor vehicle while under combined substances that together caused you to be a less safe driver. Is that correct?
yes,
Did you, on the same date or in the same course of events, operate your motor vehicle in a manner where you failed to yield for another vehicle?
yes, it's the same.
All right, and have you used a NOLO on a no insurance in the last 5 years?
No,
Would you like to use your NOLO on the no insurance to help reduce the license suspension time from this conviction?
yes,
All right, then I'm gonna move you over to a NOLO. You're over 21, correct?
yes.
All right, perfect. All right, that'll make it a little bit better. All right, so I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt on counts 1 and 2 and your request for a NOLO on count 3 that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions about anything before I sentence?
No,
All right, do I have your permission to sentence?
yes,
Okay. Ms. Thorpe, on October 3rd of 2022, for 23 SR 609, count 1 DUI with combined substances, I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, $16.71 is your fine. Count 2, failure to yield, guilty, 12 months consecutive, $300 is your fine. Count 3, no insurance, NOLO, 12 months concurrent, giving you a total of 24 months, and $445 is your fine. That's a total of 24 months probation, 1 day to serve in jail, credit for time served in full. Count 4 is dismissed. You're to get your Georgia driver's license back, show it to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, and hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment searches by law enforcement and probation. 40 hours of community service work at a rate of 6 hours per week. Substance abuse evaluation within 90 days. DUI school within 60 days. And once 12 months have passed, no violations have occurred, and all conditions have been met, then your case will close. I understand that you are expecting, is that correct?
yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
As a fellow parent, what's your due date?
It's November 11th.
Okay, well, congratulations. Make sure that you get that paperwork from your doctor to probation so they can work with you, because obviously once you have the baby, you're gonna need time to be home with the baby. So probation's gonna need that paperwork from you to show that they're not gonna be tracking you as close.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so get that to them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's go, Fred. You can come around.
Yes, sir.
Long day.
For y'all, for everybody.
You did it.
Donna will be there with her smiling face.
Come on out to the jail with us.
Yes, Miss Kathy, when she's not here. She tries her best not to be there. I have no comment.
Okay, so
I don't think we did, but it's the one. I'm still fine.
I've always had a good boss, so it's always been easy.
Now, Alexander Hogan is the rich.
This week is always supposed to be people.
Alex, I am Alex. Just initial it already.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, this looks great. I'm holding up this, let's go back on record. I'm holding up the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document I'm holding up?
Yes, sir, I do.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir, it is.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Yes, sir, it is.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all of the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir, I did.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Are there any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
No, sir, there isn't.
Did you see on here where it says you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir, I did.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir, I am.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir, it is.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir, I do.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, so, again, any other questions about anything on the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver before I pivot to the facts of your case?
No, sir, I don't have any questions.
All right, Ms. Holcomb, I'm going to start with 22 TK 2923. On this case here, did you, are you doing NOLO? Have you used a NOLO on a no insurance in the last 5 years?
No, sir, I haven't.
Are you 21 years of age or older?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. And are you asking me to accept a NOLO for driving that occurred here in Spalding County on July 17th of 2022 and resulted in this no insurance charge?
Yes, sir.
And then did you also, during the same course of events as to count 3, operate your motor vehicle with an unsecured load?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, that closes out 22 TK 2923.
Yes, sir.
Moving forward to 23 SR 946, count 1, theft by shoplifting. Did you, here in Spalding County, back on August 31st of 2022, obtain merchandise from Dollar General to your own use by concealing it and depriving Dollar General of ownership of the merchandise?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, big pause. Anything we need to talk about before we jump in?
No, sir.
Okay, if you have any questions, do you promise to stop me and ask me?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, then I'm gonna keep going. Ms. Holcomb, I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt on both cases combined with your request for a NOLO on count 2 of 22 TK 2923 that there's enough for me to take both of your pleas. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights to enter the plea. I reviewed the recommendation across both cases and I'll be following it. Any questions about anything, anywhere before I sentence?
Yes, sir, I don't.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Cassie Holcomb, starting with 22 TK 2923 from July 17th of 2022. Count 2, no insurance. I'm gonna grant your NOLO. It's 12 months probation, 445 is your fine. Count 3, unsecured loan, I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, $300 is your fine. I'm going to delay the start of this probated sentence by 30 days. If you pay your fine in full, plus a $30 program fee for our 30 for 30 program, then this case will close without conditions of probation.
Okay,
Go ahead.
you're saying that if I pay it off, given the time that you allowed me, then, that one will go away and I'll still be on probation for the other.
That's exactly right.
Okay, yes,
And that's,
sir.
and I was gonna circle back to that, because I wanted to make certain that you and I were on the same page.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have the option to get this one off of your list very quickly.
Yes, sir.
If you choose to do that. If you are unable to pay your fine in full in the next 30 days, don't panic. You will simply go on probation, and then you will have the following conditions, which is that you'll show your valid driver's license to probation. You may then work off your fine with community service work. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. $50 per month supervision fee, and a $25 intake fee on this case. This will still close upon completion. All right, then moving on to the last case, 23 SR 0946 from August 31st, 2022. Count 1, shoplifting. I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation. 445 is your fine. This one is probation. There's no getting around it. You'll show your valid license to probation. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products. You'll be tested for those. $50 per month supervision fee. It's a $50 per month supervision fee, one fee across both cases. Do you understand that?
Yes, I
If you
do.
need it. But the $25 intake fee is per case.
Yeah, I got you. Yes, sir.
Just want to make certain we're the same on that. And then you'll pay a restitution of $40.76 to Dollar General. We have just this week rolled out a new restitution system. Listen to me carefully. Here's how it's going to work. You're going to make a one-time payment of $40.76 to the Spalding County Clerk of Court on it, and probation will walk you through how this works.
Okay.
You have 6 months from today to pay that.
Okay.
You also have 6 months from today to take a receipt for $40.76 from the clerk to your probation officer.
Yes, sir.
If you do not provide that receipt within 6 months, they will file a petition to revoke your probation. And if you take $40.75 to the clerk, they will reject it under my order, because they are only to take a one-time payment in full. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds like you got it. Do not go anywhere near any Dollar General. Once 3 months have passed, no violations have occurred, and all conditions have been met, then your case will close. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months on your not driving case and 6 months on your driving case if you wish to use your habeas rights. Do you remember reading about habeas on the back of the right sheet right there where I'm pointing?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Ms. Holcomb, do you need anything else from me before you and I part ways?
No, sir, I don't.
All right, well, thank you very much, and